Good evening, everyone, and I am very sorry for the delay. We had a few. The gremlins were back to visit us, and they had a field day. So sorry about that to everyone who is waiting and has been watching. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay. It's something which is out of control, but we're gonna get on with the show. So sorry for the delay again, and we're gonna keep going. We have 9 great films to screen tonight. I usually do a bit of a talk at the start of this. I don't think anyone wants to hear me talking now. I think you're all going to be sick of me considering it. But we'll have the filmmakers introduce the films for us, and then they can enjoy the rest of the show and get involved in the comments. So if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, get involved in the comments, and I will read them out throughout the night, and we'll get a bit of banter going, and yeah, should be a bit of fun. So again, sorry for the delay. It's out of control, but hopefully that is the end of the for tonight. We'll see. Fingers crossed. So first off, we have a great filmmaker coming to join us now. It's his first time as Little Cinema, and he's made a great film. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to welcome him to the stream. So Eric, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. Let me get out of that. So tell me a bit about your film there, please.
Sure. So it's called Intersection. It's a short, and it's a Mexico-Ireland co-production. So it was it finished its festival run last year. So I'm happy to have a space to show it again. Anyway, so cheers to Little Cinema.
Well, it's let me get us. Sorry,
That's okay.
The gremlins have not left; they're still here, but it's okay. You're a filmmaker, and you're going to get involved in the Galway scene. And so, if anyone is watching this and want to get involved, get you involved in a project with them. I think you're already involved in the film for it. Is it a one-take challenge?
Yes, yeah. Well, I just joined in a couple days ago because I've seen it on Facebook. But yeah, I just moved to Galway, so I am interested in see what people are doing. Anyway, I do color correction and I write and direct what I can. So that's my goal anyway.
Excellent. So before we start the film, could you just give me the name of the film before we kick off?
Yes. So the short is called Intersection.
Intersection. Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us and for introducing us, and thank you for your patience as well.
Thank you. No worries.
Okay.
Cheers.
Talk soon. Lads, I'm not afraid to say we were crapping bricks there. Adrian is here beside me, and thank God he's beside me. I would have been absolutely just crying in a heap. So thank you very much for all your patience. Sorry for the delay, but we're underway now. That was a great film, Eric Trujillo, and he's based in Galway now. So anyone who's looking to collaborate with him, follow him, get in touch with him, and you can write to him on the Facebook collaboration page or get involved in the comments there, chat to him. I'm going to read some of the comments now just to get that going. So if you do want to get involved in the comments, get involved there. So let's see. John Walton Spain there. I got my Little Cinema hoodie on, a drink in hand, and snacks at the ready. It's time for some films. That was 34 minutes. That was 4 hours ago. While the glitches were going on. Niall Rooney, woo! Thank you for joining us, Niall. Niall Rooney asked, technical Gremlins, guys. You better believe it, Niall. More Gremlins than in Gremlins 2 and 1 combined. Patrick Kelly, Bloody Gremlins. Yes, you're damn right. Ray Grady, it wouldn't be a live stream without a few Gremlins. Well said, Ray. Absolutely. And JVP, Feckin' Gremlins, great movie, terrible for live streaming. Let's see, Aaron Donahue. Oh, you're the man, Kenny. Not tonight. Absolutely not tonight. JVP says, great photo over Kenny's right shoulder. Yes, this is a photo of the Little Cinema group with Chris O'Dowd. There's Liam and Julie who set up the Little Cinema with me, and Chris O'Dowd. We're best friends with Chris O'Dowd. And that was when we came to a screening in Galway. He came to a screening with us in Galway. Let's see, texts. Kevin O'Brien says about that film, wow, very good. Patrick Kelly, great film, intersection, very powerful. Great film to start the show from JVP. Mary Kelly says, beautiful film. Ray Grady, really nice. So great feedback there. That's all on Facebook. And then on YouTube, we got... let's see. Welcome. Oh yeah, who's this? Welcome to Galway, Eric. Ray says to Eric. So Ray welcomes you to Galway, Eric. Okay, I'm going to stop reading comments because I need to get back into the films. Let's see. Actually, Richie Kearney goes. Richie goes. Beautiful stuff, guys. Gallo last film says looks beautiful. Wendy Palmer says beautiful. Martin E, very cinematic, well done. And Ray Grady, how do I get involved in the comment? Ray wants to know how to get involved in the comments. There's actually a YouTube video explaining that, Ray, so check that out. And Fix the Shadow says, fair play, Eric. So that's some of the comments. Keep them coming. Keep me laughing, please. Otherwise, I'm going to start crying. The next film is really good now. One of our rules is that the filmmaker needs to join us to introduce the film. But there's a sketch made by most Irish people might know him, Viper Higgins from he was originally from the Hardy Books, but he's a comedy genius. And he made this video recently called Viper's Vax, which I thought was amazing. So I contacted him saying, would you like to screen that with us? And he said that he would. He'd be happy to. He'd love to have it screened, but he just doesn't do public appearances, which is completely fine because I'm sure he gets requests all of the time to show us stuff and get public appearances. But his film is brilliant. It's hilarious. So if you don't know Viper Higgins, check him out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. He's everywhere, and his stuff is amazing. It's so funny. This video I'm going to introduce it for him because I think it's so good, and it's called Viper's Vax, and it's brilliant. So hopefully you will enjoy this, and take it away, Viper's Vax.
40 years ago I was down a fucking mine shaft swinging a pick and shoveling shite. These days it's all about mining crypto. Tommy Kyle, get involved before it goes interstellar.
The first lockdown saw Ireland gripped by paranoia. You couldn't even have a bag of chips without encountering one of the Sanny men.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You're having the chips.
I'm having the chips, yeah. How are you?
Sanitizer. Give us the chips and I'll do the hands.
No, I'm eating these, like.
Are you staying around for much longer now if you're not willing to comply to...
Can I just ask you something?
Yes.
Why'd you keep following me, man?
Despite situations like this, there was a sense of solidarity in the town and a chance to reconnect with old friends.
How's it going?
Are you well?
Well, long time no see, mate. What are you up to?
I'm just doing a bit of filming, like.
That there, I'll kick the shit out of you and you piss.
Don't believe a word he's saying. He's a fucking idiot.
But it's days like today when I let a bit of light into the room and I see how far I've let myself go. Not just as a human, but as a spirit as well, you know?
And stay within the 5-kilometre limit for the moment. We are getting there. Supported by the government of Ireland.
Hello, Mr. Viperman.
Who the fuck are you, man?
Don't worry who I am. I have a mission for you.
Mission?
We need to know who is causing the London to burn with these protests and find out, is London going to be revolution soon?
I'm not going near any protests, man. Those guys are super spreaders.
So we can offer you a Sputnik jab on the house.
Sputnik?
You alright?
Well, we're just curious if that's Daniel Craig from the 007's castle in England.
Yeah, that building is Daniel Craig. I'm waiting for someone. You need to can scooch on. You've no mask on as well. You're getting too close.
You're waiting for me.
Fucking hell, man. That's the story.
It was a team.
Put it there, man. Don't worry about the COVID.
We need you to go to protest today. The anti-vax protest.
Fuck Boris.
We need you to infiltrate, to find out who the leader is.
Yeah, I understand, but I don't want to get the fucking Rona. Fucking hell, man. Chill out with that.
Fucking job. Vaccine later.
Is that one of those things you used to open the door so you don't get
I
COVID?
will open your face.
Make it work. Or Masha will mash you in.
I was now a spy for the Russians, and a Sputnik jab was up for grabs. It was all to play for.
The Bill Gates pandemic is here. I knew something was going on. What's the story? I've come to Primrose Hill, where the Jam for Freedom boys are going to be playing their 16th gig in 2 weeks.
Jam for Freedom are a new COVID core band from London. They're out to spread good vibes and positive mental health, or new variants depending on who you ask. Recently lifted by the fuzz, they're facing a rap sheet as long as a rap sheet.
You're going to read the charge here, and you can see
Holding gathering of more than 30 persons in a tier 4 area. We've got their version here, but what's your version?
you know, there were people that came, but that's not, you know, that's not my responsibility at the end of the day.
Footage of the day in question shows a big enough crowd, bordering on taking the piss. Not to mention the drum crusties, a subset of society not known for cleanly habits.
So how do you deal with getting the word out without it actually getting out?
So this one's a secret one, so we've just told musicians, photographers, creatives, all our signs just gone down the wind.
You can edit that out.
This is helping people's mental health, this is helping people's health by getting them out.
You gotta live for what you say, stick around, stick around.
Multiple people were beginning to form. Was this safe?
Are you into rock music?
He is, I'm not. I'm into all sorts of music. He's actually a musician manqué.
A musician
Manqué. It's an expression which means that he wishes he were better than his career has turned out.
A sick burn in such an unprecedented time. My spy mission was going well, but I needed to blend in more, so let off a whistle.
Thank you so much, we love you guys.
Realised I should have sanitized, got confused, and walked away.
Are you into cryptocurrencies, or have you heard about it and you're confused and you don't know what it's all about? Tommy Kyne's going through the fucking roof next Tuesday weekday. It's going interstellar, lads.
It's one small step for pints, one giant pint for yourself as well.
I had successfully infiltrated the band as a tambourine shaker. This was it. This was my big break.
Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side.
I got an island in your face, a country in your eyes.
It's hard to see with the mask on. Take the mask off and have a dance. Take the mask off and have a dance.
Thanks very much, everybody.
I was genuinely having fucking great crack for the first time in a long time, but I still had a mission to complete. How are you getting on there, man? Yeah, they're just a mass gathering down there, man. 60 people. Look.
Excellent. That was Viper Higgins there with that hilarious documentary. Part 2 up now, so if you enjoyed that, go check out his part 2. And let's see, I'll go through a few of the comments here. Comment come up there. Let's see. Chris Tierney goes, hot piss, it's the Viper. That's when we laugh. Niall Rooney says, a sick burn in such an unprecedented time. Great line. Richie Kearney says, Viper's RT accent is spot on. Excellent. And let's see, that's on Facebook. And on YouTube, we have, let's see, Ray Grady, Rich Keeney says, a Viper is my spirit animal. I feel the same. Val says, congratulations, great job. I'm glad to see Mexico here. I participated in another one. And Richie Kearney, third time watching this, pure genius. And Nigel Bryan, brilliant. And let's see, so what we'll do is I'm bringing on the next filmmakers. And so the next filmmakers are Keane and Jenny Bell. So guys, are you there?
Hi Alan, thank you so much for having us on.
Delighted to have you. Thank you for joining us. So Michael, you're there, and so is Jenny. Jenny, how are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
Good, thank you. Sorry for all the technical issues that have happened.
You're grand, you're grand.
We're so used to it now with COVID, all our Zoom meetings.
It's been a bit of a trial by fire today using the Mac, but we'll get there anyways. But listen, I won't keep complaining. Tell us about the film that you made.
So it was before the level 5 lockdown. Me and Jenny, we wanted to make a movie, and we threw together a few ideas, and we came to the conclusion that we were going to make it in Irish. Jenny, do you want to?
Yeah, that is where I came in really. That was Mike's big plan, and then he figured, oh wait, I don't know how to speak Irish. Jenny, come over here and sort that out for me. So I figured out the script for him anyway. And in COVID, we're all looking for something to do, you know, and we're all just sitting around on our arses doing nothing, and that was a great project to have, I suppose, for us.
Yeah.
Excellent. So tell us what the what storyline is from the film before we get into it.
So it's about this viral app, and it's set in a Gaeltacht, like a small village, with very few people, and everybody speaks Irish apparently. So this new app has everyone talking, and Hannah and Killian, the characters in it, decide to try the app and see what it's all about until their actions become irreversible.
Excellent. That sounds great. So what I'll do is I'm going to play the film out now. Before I do, tell us what is the name of the film?
It's Gaster.
Gaster, excellent.
So that's Irish for trap, like a trap.
Irish for trap. Okay, excellent. I didn't know that. I was initially I had it up as Gashka, which is that an award? Unfortunately,
a transition year program. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You're grand. You're grand.
Another gremlin in my mind when I was writing that. But thank you very much for joining us, Michael and Jenny, and great job in the film. Is really good, and everyone at home enjoy this. It's called Gaster.
Thank you.
Cafuil coseg dul. Amach. Ní raibh dalón agat fiú.
Hey, cake we will too.
Tau. Stocha.
Cure to cure lots.
Fuck. Fun. Is fua lamid.
Cehid.
A hishti. I hooking she dain Saoirse doing.
Well, I'm all a piece of spree about when.
On nation. Killian ton option, don't share.
Yup, but Toshi on there did that.
V may gear a tree with us. So, comment on Clap a show for you, August. Hooking she do fun doing?
Good day, Rock.
August pay do fun hooking she doing. Call me day in of fag punchy.
Cart a gut.
Co iska.
Brana, Todini call you look Dane of a few.
Gweave, Gwyneth Orchard and Shaw, Tonkin Tree to Winch as an half their ditch. Anish, Toshik, Stalibosky,
Well, Toshik and Arlene of the Witch and
and Neil Shisho on Wa, your curve.
Fair.
On Dove Sonia Sullivan.
Jim Jafford.
Neil.
Sidich.
Neil. Hannah. No, Hannah, Neil.
Dane. Dane.
Got Tasha Vienna.
Ray. Killian Ray.
No, if you're serious.
You round me con.
Hannah, I want to come here.
Oh, Jane Ignay.
Hannah.
Killian.
Hannah, time con on Kieran show you
Go Rira. Ni féidir Killian tá sé ród on chair.
Fy ass. Hannah.
Killian.
Hannah.
Killian.
gáil le glórfrost Hannah. Níl mé saoirfeil ó her teag tachtreacht.
An bhfuil sí sa baile. Ceapam se.
Hannah. Curd faoi an ceann seo.
Isa Christ. Bhfuil sé sábháilte.
Sheomíad amach.
Hannah! Cillian, ní féidir le hí snámh.
Hannah! Hannah!
Excellent. That was a brilliant film. That was by Michael Keane and Jenny Bell. So well done, guys. Thank you very much for joining as well and for your patience in waiting to come on and introduce it. There's lots of comments coming in over that, so I'm going to just go through some of the comments here. Oh, you're very welcome. No problem at all. Let's see. Where am I here? And I'm going to go through some of the YouTube comments first. And let's see. Where are we? John Pater says, Kenny Gahan will read anything in the comments, and when I say anything, I mean any feckin' thing. Correct. I will. Let's see. Ray Grady, he asked, where was this film made? And Eric Trujillo thought it was the Shorten Waterford Film Festival. I believe I saw it there. Well done. But Michael replied saying it was shot in Cork in Cove. And it wasn't screened at the Waterford Film Festival, but maybe next year. And shot in Cove, that was cool. Let's see. We got Patrick Marcus joining us from Nigeria. We got John Barriga saying, hey PMD, hashtag IP Nation, and let's see. I go through Facebook comments. We got a good few comments coming in here as well. Let's see. Camilla Oliveira says, I definitely want to learn Irish. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful language when it's spoke by Indigenous people. I love the sound of it. Let's see. Niall Rooney says, fair play, guys. Great to see some work at Scailga. And Christiani says, surely saying Sputnik is a bit too Western for the Reds. And Kevin O'Brien says, yes, that building is the Niall Craig. Let's see. Christiani says, Greta's Irish is pretty savage, to be honest. And Patrick Kelly says, love the Irish, more of it. And let's see. Michael Keynes replies to Camilla going, yeah, it's hard to learn Irish, but it is a beautiful language. Tim O'Connor, well done, Michael. And Ria Grady says, I'm so nervous watching this pair. The tension is well done. Yeah, very, very good film. And let's see. Christiani says, challenge. Get done for speeding. Let's see. Great job from Bip Henderson. Kevin O'Brien, nice job. Great idea. So lots of great comments, great feedback there for Michael and Jenny. Well done, guys. So I think I'm going to be ready to bring on our next filmmaker, and that is Patrick Marcus. So he's going to be joining us in a minute. He can join the chat there whenever he can. But in the meantime, what I might do is I might just give everyone a heads up that next week we have the Galway Theatre Festival, which is coming up. And basically with the Galway Theatre Festival, we are going to have films made in one take. So the filmmakers will be making films. It can be shot on the camera or on a camera or a phone or a laptop through Zoom or whatever it is that they want to use. And but it has to be filmed in one take. And they will be 5 minutes long or under 5 minutes. And it's a challenge where, like in theatre, once you take to the stage and you're on stage, there's no stopping. So once you're on stage and once you start to film, you just keep going until you have the film finished, and you roll with the punches. And you can do a few takes, but then your best take you submit to us, and then we'll screen all his films which are in one take as part of the Galway Theatre Festival. And the Galway Theatre Festival is amazing. It's kicking off very soon. You should check our website, galwaytheatrefestival.com, I think it is. But there are lots of great stuff going on, and we're delighted to be part of it. So there's already about 13, 14 people making films for that. So right now I'm going to go on to our next filmmaker, and I'm going to welcome him to the stream. So Patrick Marcus, you were there, and what I'll do is I will press this button and welcome you to the stream. How are you?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm less stressed now. Sorry for the delay in holding everything up, but thank you for your patience.
Yeah. No problem. Thank you very much.
So, do you want to tell us a little bit about your film?
Oh, okay. Please let me.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I think the connection is a bit low there. So while you're connecting, I'm just going to buy a bit of time here. The Gremlins are obviously worldwide. The Gremlins aren't just in Galway tonight. So Patrick is just reconnecting there, and once he'll come on and he'll introduce his film for us. Patrick is calling in from Nigeria, and the film that he made is beautiful. It's really, really nice. And so the connection should be joining back to us now in a second. Let's see. Adrian is here. We have opened up our beer. It's that time where we need a beer to settle our nerves, and woke out a beer, bit of lime, can't go wrong. Already feeling a bit more relaxed. You see how red my cheeks are? I'm absolutely boiling because I was so freaked out what was going on. Next month, for the one take films, next month we will be more organised, and I'll use something next week. I mean, we'll use something maybe the old system, but at least we've tried this. We know what happens, and we'll go back to the old reliable system, and it'll be okay. So I'm gonna maybe look at the comments while Patrick is just connecting there. Let's see. On YouTube, what have I got here? Mary Kelly, great films tonight. Thank you for watching, Mary. And always great movie. Richie Kearney says, "Well done, guys. Nicely made short." Lots of great comments there for Michael and Jenny. And let's see. Obina Efugui, nice one here. Big dreams. Let's see. I'm still trying to buy time. What can I say? What else can I say to buy time? What is everyone's favorite film? Put in your favorite comedy film into the comment section on either Facebook or YouTube, and I will confirm or deny whether they're funny, or whether I find them funny. I'm sure they are funny, but I will say whether I think that they're funny. Let's see. Richie Kearney, Before Sunset. Is it Before Sunset? I've never heard that film. Is that a new one, Richie? Oh no, message retracted. Richie Kearney didn't mean to post that. That's cancel Richie. Richie Kearney. Oh, tonight. Haha. Let's see. Any other comments for the best film? Kevin Rice, Howard the Duck. I haven't seen that in years. Not in years. Patrick Kelly asks, "Do we want donations?" Patrick, thank you so much, but no, we won't be looking for donations. I mean, if you want to, you can, but no, no. Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you. JVP, John Falls Painter says, "Canadian beer is not a local beer you could drink." No, you can actually get local beers in Galway. Let's see. Ray Quinn, Back to the Future, great film. There's a documentary on BBC last night about the maker of the of the DeLorean. Some story there is incredible. Let's see. I'm going to name a few short films. Oh wait, there. JVP says Airplane. Or is it too soon to mention a wreck? Airplane is amazing. Airplane is probably in the top 3 funniest comedies ever made. They don't make comedies like that anymore. They honestly don't. There's probably a joke every 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Richie Kearney says Before Sunset is great. Confused myself thinking you meant best short so far. Oh, no, I wouldn't be trying to get people to comment on the shorts like that, but Before Sunset, I must check that out. And Ray Quinn, The Godfather is the best movie ever. Ooh, controversial. Let's see, a few comedies. Groundhog Day, Step Brothers. If anybody hasn't seen MacGruber is incredible. MacGruber is a spoof of MacGyver, and it's absolutely incredible. So if you like that kind of silly comedy, MacGruber is incredible. It's so good. Marcus, I'm not sure. We might need to skip to the next film and then come back to Marcus, because I think he's still having problems connecting, and I don't want him to feel as under pressure. We've already had our own connection issues, so don't worry about it, Patrick. What we'll do is we'll go to the next filmmaker. So Patrick, hold on there, and we will go to the next film. Okay, so the next film is going to be Kevin O'Brien. So Kevin O'Brien, do you want to? Oh wait, no, here we go. Are you okay there? Your connection's okay there, is it, Patrick? Yeah. Cool. Okay, so do you want to tell us a little about your film?
Okay. My film is the title of the film is actually the title is the African man, the man, how you can actually make use of your mindset and come out of a particular situation that you are in. Like, I'm trying to tell a story of an African man. Most times we are where we are because we can't really think outside the box. So I'm trying to tell a story of this man who is in a particular situation that is not okay with the situation. So he wants to come out of it. Now he needs to look beyond the things that he's seeing around him to get that particular thing that can interpret his visions and his ideas that he's gotten, you understand? So he has to look out for this technology that others have already created for the Africans to make use of to interpret our visions. So he has to, when he gets a hold of it, he has to use the technology that he has gotten and the knowledge that he has gotten to, because he discovered that time is the biggest enemy to nature. So with time, you give birth to people and people dies. And if the memories are not kept, nobody will remember them. So he tries to get a hold of them by keeping the portraits of the happy moments and the sad moments, trying to keep memories that even though nature come and see that these are people that existed before in time. Do you understand? So it's actually the power of your mind, how you can make use of your mind to become a better person. What you see is what you can become if you actually work towards it. That is actually the major aim of the film.
Excellent. And so could you just tell us the name of the film, and we'll kick... Oh, the name of this film is Milestones of 1,000 Portraits.
Yes, Milestones of 1,000 Portraits. It's actually an idea I got for my birthday photo shoot. No, it was a birthday photo shoot this year, So I did the birthday photo shoot, and the idea was just creative, and I saw it that it's normal, it's kind of abnormal. So I said, okay, let me put it out for others to see the creative ability of what most persons may want to think, because sometimes we look at things like you want to get the beauty of a birthday. Everybody wants to do this fine photo shoot, but I was looking beyond the fine photo shoot. I was looking at something that can pass a message to society, something that can trigger your emotions to look beyond your surrounding, to see something better for yourself, actually.
Excellent. That's great. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, and thank you for the introduction, and sorry for the delay with the stream, but well done in the film, and keep up the good work. And for everyone at home, this is Milestones of 1,000 Portraits. Enjoy, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a good night. Thank you.
In the land of Africa, the land lays desolate, because the mind is blind. But here comes the man. Who, even in his blindness and filthiness, believes that the human imaginations can create reality within time. The man with the vision, an African with the eye, who just discovered his other eye. The tiny movements of the thought has led him to now interface with the water that can reveal the greater truths about creation. His blindness is now gone. Now, with the knowledge and the weapon he carries, his creativity is totally untied. He can now wage a monotonous war against time that passes without an excuse, against impending death, against the young, against the old. He records pictures because he knows that he will forget. He will forget the week. He will forget the day, the hour. He will forget when he is happiest. He takes pictures out of pride, a desire to have the best of his creativity preserved. He fears that the nature will die again the second time, and the future will not know it lived before. He creates with Kodak because it's PLD, the vision.
Hello everyone, welcome back. I was just fixing my microphone there and I saw the countdown going on. That was fantastic. That was Patrick Marcus, who is joining us there from Nigeria. Very good film, excellent film, and beautifully shot, and excuse me, a great message as well. So I might go through a few comments before we go on to the next film. And so let me just get some of these comments up here. So I'll start off with YouTube. Let's see. Pure Princess Marcus short film is the best. It's very good, so it is. MX9 says Milestones of 1,000 Portrait, nice concept. Eric Trujillo, very interesting use of colour. Richie Kearney says brilliant stuff, Marcus. And Richie Kearney says, yeah, love the shift in colour when he emerged from the water. MX9, absolutely out of the box, Marcus. Eric Trujillo, well done. And Ede Franklin, this is really good. And then Vija Eldred Upuama, with the right tool and the right mindset, nothing is impossible before a man. Nothing is possible before a man with purpose and vision. Time will stand still for his sake, and he can fast forward or rewind time. A great movie. That's actually one of my regular sayings. Let's see, Daniel Ayoro, well done, Marcus, well done. And let's see, in Facebook, lots of comments coming in here as well. Chris Tierney says, I think this might be about, is this about the best comedy film, Terror at 30,000 kilobytes per second? Or is that just about tonight? That could be about tonight. Patrick Kelly says, great film about Marcus's film. And Kevin O'Brien, interesting idea, very cool. Febe Elizabeth Samarijan, that's wow. Camilla Oliveira, really good, Patrick. And Maury Kavanagh says, brilliant, full of depth and meaning, soulful and beautifully produced. So well done there. That was Patrick Marcus there with that. That was excellent. That was very well done. And so what I might do is I will, in a second, I will bring on the next filmmaker. But I just need to change something about what I'm doing here. And the next filmmaker is called Kevin O'Brien, and he has been a regular submitter to Little Cinema, and he makes incredible stuff. I love his comedy sense, and I think you're going to love it as well. So Kevin, I think you are in the meeting with us. There you are, and so I'm going to pin you there, and just commented on what I'm doing. So it looks like I'm actually I know what I'm doing. And welcome to the stream, Kevin O'Brien. How are you?
How are you, Kenny? Good, not too bad.
Sorry for the delay, but thank you for sticking with us and having the patience.
Yeah, no worries.
So tell me, what have you done for this month?
Well, like I was telling you earlier, I was in the kitchen one day and I put like 2 plates on the one side of my draining board, and the whole thing flipped over and a plate broke, and that had happened to me before. And I also had a brick in the house that me and my housemate were using to hold our oven door closed because the latch went on the oven door. So then I was there looking at the brick and thinking it'd be funny to put it in the draining board to weigh it down so it wouldn't flip. And then I started thinking of like funny infomercials that I'd seen, and so I thought of a product called Breek that was just basically a brick that you use around the house to do different things. So it's like I guess it's a piss take of bad infomercials.
I think I was saying to you that I used to watch Eurosport at late at night when I was younger, and like watch the football roundup at like say 12:30 at night, and then there'd be infomercials playing after that of like all random stuff that could be bought for the kitchen. And you absolutely nailed it. All the stuff you did is like, it reminds you of those old videos.
Yeah, yeah, I loved like impersonating the voices and just the whole like kind of naffness of them. And but like we were saying, some of the products are actually pretty good, but I don't think I ever actually bought anything. You know.
Yeah, well, back then we couldn't afford to buy anything. I didn't have any credit card or anything. But yeah, you nailed the idea of it. I think you did a great job on it. So tell us, what is the name of this?
Breek.
Breek. Okay, excellent. And is Breek available in all the stores now?
Yeah, I might have to go on to something like Dragon's Den to get some more funding because we can't meet the demand we're getting. So.
Excellent. Everyone who's watching, enjoy this. It's very funny. It's called Breek by Kevin O'Brien. Thanks, Kevin.
Cool. See ya.
How many times has this happened to you? Introducing Breek. With its patented anti-flip technology, Breek allows you to dry your dishes in confidence. Breek's designers believe its strength is in its simplicity. Whether hard at work or just having a few cans with the lads, Breek has you covered. When not in use, Breek can be stored easily under a chair or bench. Order now and receive 2 free portable pocket Breeks.
I don't know, because it's so hefty, I feel like Breek is the one thing that really grounds me.
Breek, oh yeah, I haven't thought of that in a while. Yeah, I used it a few times, like, and then the wife wasn't too keen on it, so I threw it out. But that was grand while it lasted, you know.
I've been very satisfied with Breek over the last few years. You know, I have a few of them on the farm. It's a very handy tool to have. Even the smaller portable, pocket Breeks, I give them to the children on the way to school, just to have something solid in case they get into a situation.
In this chaotic, ever-changing world, Breek is the only thing I can rely on. Surprisingly comfortable, Breek can even be used as a pillow. Use as a coaster for big mugs. With all the gyms closed, Breek can help you sculpt your guns. Trouble reaching your secret stash? Breek has you covered. In time, Breek learns the rhythms and cycles of your body to help you become one with the almighty Gaia, where a better life awaits you.
Breek is potentially dangerous for under 18s, over 65s, pregnant women, and people with special needs. Breek Labs is a subsidiary of the Dynacorp Corporation. Breek takes no responsibility for any injuries that may be sustained while using Breek.
Excellent. That is Breek, and you can find that in probably Home Store More and Ryan's and all those places. It's brilliant. It's very, very good. Well done to Kevin O'Brien. Fantastic short once again. He always makes hilarious stuff. And is it Kevbomb Films? Yeah, Kevbomb Films. Check him out on YouTube and Facebook. He's got some great sketches up already, which you'll probably enjoy as well. So I'll just check out a few comments that are coming in there. Let's see, on Facebook there's a few coming in. I just saw a comment there from Matthew Blaney. I'll get to it in a second. Let's see. Matthew Blaney says, fair play for putting me. Excuse me. Matthew Blaney says, fair play for putting me out of a comments correspondence job, Kenny Gahan. So, sorry, Matthew. Yeah, all is forgiven. Come back. Get the couch. You can have the couch and the chair if you want. But thank you for watching. And Patrick Kelly responds to that going, he lives. And JVP says hashtag Team Matthew. And Patrick Kelly says hashtag Team. So hashtag Team Matthew is going to be trendy now, I assume. And John Walters Painter says pocket break. Ray Grady, even the music is spot on. And Ray Grady, poor Matthew though. Yeah, I agree, poor Matthew. And Michael Patrick Breen says excellent. Very funny by Patrick Kelly and Camilla Oliveira. Hilarious, Kevin. And Sarah Fahy says break, epic. And Ray Grady, so good, Kev. Colin Warner says, can you buy mini break can you buy a mini break on its own? I have limited space but must have one. So you've definitely got a market there, Kevin, for sure. Maureen Kavanagh, loved play on words, so witty. And Kevin O'Brien, YouTube, just Kevbomb. So check him out on YouTube there. Let's see, on Facebook, smiley faces from Tears of Laughing from Martin Nee and Richie Kearney. And Richie Kearney, I love my break, Father Jack Hackett, a great comment. Wendy Palmer, very good. Jay Bell, I'm sold. Panda TV62, every home should have a break. Richie Kearney, hilarious. Short Kevin, John Barriga, well done, Marcus. Eric Trujillo, great characters. And B. John JP King Films, nice film. I think that's about Kevin's there. So excellent. Keep the comments coming. And hashtag justice for Matthew. The next film is a film which the filmmaker wasn't able to join us on the live stream to introduce it, but he has recorded a video for it, which I'm going to play now. So the film is called Home Truths. It's a really good documentary. I won't go into too much about what it is, but it's going to be explained in the introduction. And to introduce it, here is Eamon Dillon with his introduction for Home Truths. Take it away.
Hello, my name's Eamon Dillon. I lived in Galway for a very, very long time before I moved to Dublin about 5 years ago. That was my first mistake. I had a very difficult time in Dublin. I didn't enjoy it very much at all, and the principal reason was because of the housing crisis. About 6 months after I arrived in Dublin, I was evicted for the first time, and less than a year later I was evicted again. The landlord selling the house, the usual thing. I ended up having to move house 8 times in 3 years, and it's only since I left Dublin, the lockdown and the virus was actually a very good thing for me because it gave me a reason to finally get out of the place, that I've realised what a very profound effect that I've been having on my mental health and everyone's mental health, because it takes away your ability completely to be able to ever relax and switch off. I made a short film based on it, which is based on a series of interviews that were done with real people who suffered even worse than I did during it, which was originally posted on a Facebook blog called Home Truths, which was run by, I think, the Dublin Centre Housing Action, one of the housing activist groups in Dublin, which I was peripherally kind of involved with. I made it because if there's anybody in Ireland who still doesn't realise how bad the housing crisis is, I've barely set foot in Galway since I left, but I hear it's pretty bad. They should realise, and for people who are going through it, just for their benefit, to realise that they're not in this on their own.
I moved to Dublin in August 2016. I'd lived in Galway for 10 years and then spent a year in Spain before returning to Ireland. I lived with my parents in the Midlands for 2 months, but found that to be difficult. I sent dozens of emails, and after a few weeks and a few trips up for interviews, I had a job in Dublin. Trying to save for a deposit, I realised my paycheck from my job alone wasn't going to cut it. So I found another job on the weekends. I worked every single day for a month. At the end of it, had over €2,000. I was expecting to spend about half of that on a room. I started responding to ads on daft.ie. I must have contacted about 200 people. I remember one of the places I looked at had over 22,000 views in the month that had been up on the site. Eventually I found a place, and for fear of letting it slip, I offered to pay an extra €60 a month more on top of what it was being advertised for. I offered this even before seeing the room for fear of losing it. It didn't last. When I moved into the house, I was warned that the landlord had vaguely mentioned a few months before he was thinking about selling up. The people next door shared the same landlord as us. About 6 or 7 months in, I found that all of our neighbours were being told to leave because the landlord was selling the house. A few weeks later, I went to the doctor's. I told him how stressed I was about my housing situation and asked if maybe he could refer me to somebody for counselling my anxiety. The next thing I knew, I was on the floor of his office being picked up by ambulance men. I'd fainted for the first time in my life. The diagnosis was simply extreme stress. Inevitably, the axe fell a month later. The landlord gave us 7 weeks to find a new place. I saw another dozen or so houses. In one of them, a woman from Costa Rica showed me a garage at the back of an abandoned house that had been divided in half with a hard plastic screen to create 2 rooms. I was fairly desperate, but I passed on that one. I felt so angry, so betrayed by my own country. I was working full-time and paying tax and was being reduced to this simply because I couldn't afford a decent place to live. I felt like a failure, being told I was unworthy and didn't deserve to live here.
I moved back to Ireland from the UK in March of 2017, fiancé in tow, hoping to escape the mess of Brexit. Through some connections and favours owed, we managed to get a 1-bedroom flat to rent. We were very lucky. The following months were full of hardship, as my fiancé couldn't find work, and I was unable to due to mental illness. We lived on our rapidly diminishing savings with no income and frequented the food bank. I was eventually awarded disability allowance, but it was too late. The relationship didn't survive the stress. In January of this year, my now ex left, and with her went the increase for a partner on my disability allowance. Suddenly, the rent was 60% of my income. I went to the Citizens Information Service, where they gave me forms to apply for rent supplement and assured me I would qualify. I immediately got to work filling in the forms and made an appointment to see the welfare officer. She told me the rent supplement didn't exist anymore. I had to apply for HAP. The work I done was for nothing. She was kind enough to let me out the back door, so I didn't have to go back through the waiting room in tears.
I was living down the country for a while, but I wanted to return to Dublin to be close to family and friends, so we decided to move home. I could not believe how hard it was to get a viewing, even with the amount of houses I applied for. But I didn't let it get me down, as I was still hopeful. A couple of months later, I received a letter from the council saying we had no permission to reside in the house I was staying in with my children, my family home. I went to a meeting with the council, and they basically said I needed to find somewhere else to live as the house was classed as overcrowded. My family had no problem with us being there. We made it work, but the council was adamant that I had to leave. I then had to present myself to Parkgate Street as homeless with my children. The council would rather a family be homeless than stay with family. A year with 3 children and my partner in one room really takes its toll. My relationship has broken down due to the stress of us all being in the one room. We've decided to separate now for the sake of the children, as it's all too much. No couple should be in those circumstances for long, especially with children.
Going into my final year in college, I knew finding accommodation was going to be a terror. In second year, we'd been kicked out of our house of 8 bedrooms, so it could be turned into a language school. 8 beds of €500 each soon became 32 bunk beds of €600 each. I eventually ended up securing a room far outside the city in a house with 6 others. I commuted back and forth between work and college and work, sometimes not getting home until midnight. I thought it was terribly ironic that in trying to finance this room, I was barely sleeping in it. I finally got to summer and college ended, but the drama was just starting. One morning at 6 AM, our landlord opened the front door and went straight back into living in the house. There was no forewarning, no explanation and no announcement. She knocked on the bathroom door when I was getting ready for work and told me through the crack. I was dumbstruck, like this couldn't be legal. But apparently because she kept a bed in the house, in the living room that we were all forbidden to enter, she'd reserved her right of residency. My housemates were furious. I was woken up in the middle of the night by screaming matches and pots had been thrown in the kitchen. The guards had called 3 times to break up the fights. Eventually, the landlord just said, "I've had enough, everybody, get out." She gave us a month to move, which was apparently more than we deserved.
I am a naturalized Irish citizen. I came here in 2002 to work and never stopped working up to now. In 2005, I met an Irishman. We got married in 2006 and we had a daughter. My husband was a very abusive man in every aspect: physical, mental, financial, and emotional. I suffered so much for the 11 years that I was with him. With the advice of a social worker, me and my daughter decided to escape from my abusive husband. That was in September 2016. We stayed in a women's refuge center for 5 weeks. My experience in that refuge center was a series of nightmares. Being homeless and a victim of domestic violence, I really needed help, but I didn't receive it there. I was even abused verbally by one of the staff in front of my daughter. I will never forget that experience. The staff in the refuge center was pressuring me to find a place to rent, but I just couldn't find a place to rent as everywhere was so expensive. I prayed so hard to get a place. Then, an old friend of mine agreed to accommodate me for a few months. I paid €350 per month in a single room in my friend's house. Me and my daughter did our best to fit in the single bed. After 3 months, my friend told me I needed to look for different accommodation because her relations needed to stay in her house. I was suicidal. I wanted to kill my daughter and kill myself. But because I was raised in a very religious family, I decided to go to church, and I prayed so hard. I had to go back to
a
Park
2-hour journey away from my daughter's school. We leave for school at 6:20
The irony of paying money
before
for
I
a
had to
piece of
leave.
paper
Return about 6
that said they had no record of me
Some days
was not
But I don't know how much longer we can
I
live
was
like
getting
this.
very distressed.
Unable to enjoy summer because
I
of
had
the
zero
just
money, so I
around
asked my
me.
parents for a loan for my rent,
And asked her to help me.
despite them I didn't even ask
I
£5
found
a month.
myself pregnant by a man who decided that he wanted to have
I just feel trapped. I wouldn't wish this life on my worst enemy. We're just a number to the council and are being left to rot in a hotel. All we want is a home.
Mid pleasures and palaces, though we may roam, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. Home, home, sweet, sweet home. There's no place like home. There is no place like home.
Excellent. That documentary there was by Eamon Dillon. Great documentary, very thought-provoking, and Jesus, a bit of a burst to the bubble of what's going on, showing the difficulties that people are going through. And so, well done, Eamon. That was fantastic. And I'll go through a few comments now before we go to our next filmmaker. Let's see. Michael Patrick Breen says, actor, hashtag, oh, sorry, it's just, Michael Patrick Breen says, hashtag Matthew Jobs Matters. Matthew's job matters. Sorry, I can't get anything right today. Everything is going wrong. Matthew's job matters. Patrick Kelly says, Team Matthew. JVP says, Pocket Break. Oh yeah, that's the those comments from earlier on. Ray Grady says, great doc, heavy stuff, but these are stories that need to be heard. Definitely, Ray, well said. Patrick Kelly says, depressingly true. Camilla Oliveira says, heartbreaking. Maureen Kavanagh says, very harsh reality of greedy landlords and exorbitant rents. Very real and sensitively portrayed, absolutely. And Kevin O'Brien says, hard-hitting. Sarah Fahy says, so important to hear these stories. Home Truths is right. Well done. And JVB says, wonderful and important documentary. Yeah, so great feedback there. Well done, Eamon. That was a fantastic, fantastic short. Great documentary. And let's see, in YouTube, Richie Kearney says, powerful, heartbreaking film. Absolutely. And Doom from the Start says, outstanding work. Well done, Eamon. Watching from Brazil. Thanks for watching it from Brazil. Fair play. Thanks for joining us. And Mr. Pathing says, beautiful, Eamon. So yeah, Eamon, well done there. That was fantastic. We're going to go to our next filmmaker. So, and what I will do is I'll bring him on to join me here. So, Dave Cooley, how are you?
Good. Thanks, Kenny. Thanks for giving me the shout again to play some of my superfluous videos.
No, listen, your stuff is brilliant. Last month, your stuff got great feedback as well. Lots of love for the way you shot it. What have you got this month?
Yeah, kind of more of the same. I mean, it's as you know, I'm kind of a photographer really by trade. I do a little bit of video on the side, but yeah, it's just a little video I shot at the end of the photo shoot. I kind of just put aside maybe 5 or 10 minutes. I'll stick the GH5 in in slow. I mean, the slow mo is a bit of a cheat. I always feel a bit guilty using it, but I think it works with this kind of in this context with models like this and in that style. So I think it's not kind of a cheat, but it's just a creative tool, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it's yeah. I just set myself 5 or 10 minutes because I don't want to end up with too much material and just clogging up the computer. And I think you can get with that kind of thing, you can get what you need anyways. You know when you get it. When you look through the lens, you can see exactly what you need and what you're, once I get like 4 or 5 good clips, good connection with the camera, I'll almost say that's enough, that kind of way, and then find a bit of music, and then I think that the key to being able to view it for however long a minute is just syncing that music with the video. I think when you watch it, you'll see it moves with the music, so they're kind of interlaced together. I think that's what makes it not jarring. You don't want it to kind of jar you. It's just kind of smooth and slick the whole way through, I think. And
do you set up lights or do you work with natural light?
Yeah, with that one, it's all natural light. It's just I've got this 3 foot wide by probably about 6 foot high window, and I have a kind of this white soft paper over it, which really diffuses it. So I just put my back to that. I'm in this little kind of a little box, and then the model, and I had a fan in there, and then you just kind of take it from there. And you're obviously shooting wide open. You're shooting at 1.4, and I'm just manually focusing, or I might even just take a spot on her, and I'll back away, and then I just move in to that spot, and I just hit it. That you can hit the mark then that way. Just especially with the eye, if you just get the eye coming up and it's catches at the right time, it's just catching little moments, that kind of thing. It's just a little hobby, and it's something that it's something that I love doing. I hate editing, but I love it. It's a love-hate kind of thing. I don't want to do too much of it,
And I saw you're playing with your camera there. What kind of camera have you got there?
Yeah, this is my setup. It's the GH5, but I had a GH2. And I loved it just as much as this. The GH2, I used to love it because when you look through the viewfinder, I had this, it's almost graded. You had this lovely kind of a soft, it looked like it was already, kind of just the shadows are lifted, that kind of thing. But I look through this now and it's very real, that kind of thing. So it's hard. You have to kind of envision it when it's, if you know what I mean. But I shoot everything. I shoot photography and I do my video in black and white. I think that's a good tip for anybody out there, because you can see the transition of light a lot better, and you're not distracted by colors, because colors can really throw your eye.
Oh, so you record in black and white?
I review it in black. When I'm looking through here, I have it set like some kind of black and white.
Oh yes, yeah.
So then when it comes into the computer, then it'll come back actually in color. Because and then I'll put it back into black and white or whatever. But especially with photography, you can see you can see the shadows. I mean, really, it's all about the shadows. Once you have your highlights in check and not blown out, that's fine. But then I do be looking at the fall off, shadow fall off more than anything. You know, that kind of way. That's another little tip I think is a good one. You know.
Excellent. Well, listen, I'll play this film now. So tell us what is the name of this, and tell us the name of the model as well.
Yes, Katie Gagan with Catwalk. I think it was filmed maybe about a year or two ago at this stage. Katie, she's with Catwalk Model Agency.
Excellent. I think your video might have just frozen there, but you have done a full great. Oh yeah, you're back. Great introduction. So Katie Gagan from Catwalk Model Agency, and this is called Contact.
Enjoy.
Excellent, Dave. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
Excellent. That was Dave Cooley there with that. Beautiful short, and it was with Katie Gagan from Catwalk Model Agency. Well done, Dave. Great video and beautiful edit as well. So what I will do is I'll go through a few comments, and then after that we'll go into our next filmmaker. I see you're there with us, Martin. Thank you for joining us, and I'll just go through a few comments here. Let's see. I'll start off with. Dave just said to mention you can find him on Instagram, Dave Cooley Photography. He's great stuff there. Dave Cooley Photography, Cooley. Excellent. Let's see. Where's the comments here? I might go over to the comments on Facebook. Where are we? Oh yes, really gorgeous model, really nice shots. Yeah, last month as well. Lots of love coming in today from his short, beautifully done. Richie Kearney says, really nice shot, Dave. And there's going to be more comments coming in there. And so in the meantime, I'm going to talk to our next filmmaker, and this is. The next filmmaker is Martin Nee. So Martin, welcome to the stream. How are you? What am I doing? Oh, I'm mute. Sorry, I was muted, Martin. Sorry about that. How are you?
How are you doing, Kenny?
I'm very good, thank you. Sorry for all the issues with the tech side of things today, and everything that has gone wrong. Everything which could go wrong has gone wrong, and it feels like it's been a proper test of everything, but we're getting there. So thank you for your patience.
Yeah, no problem. And my thing, as you'll see, is kind of glitchy in terms of video, so it'll be hard to tell.
Tell us a bit about your film.
Yeah, so myself and Barry Smith, who put a thing in last month, kind of set ourselves a little bit of a small challenge in lockdown to sort of make a short with nothing, like with just stuff that we could have access on the internet to, stuff we kind of had lying around, like the stock footage and free available assets online. So he made one, The Quiet Ocean, which was last Little Cinema. and this is my one. So kind of came out of that, and it came out of another thing where I was just reading up on some mad weird shit, and I came across this thing where, because it's actually this week is the anniversary of Chernobyl, funnily enough, and I had rewatched the series, so I was kind of looking into like nuclear stuff and whatever. And there's this thing they have that they realized in the 80s is they have a problem with nuclear storage. Like when they store nuclear waste, they're like hollowing out mountains and mines, and they put the nuclear waste in there to keep it safe. Problem is it's going to be dangerous for upwards of 10,000 years. And we've never had like a civilization last that long. We don't know, we can't really plan that far in the future. So they're like, we're going to have to make a warning of some sort to keep people that far in the future safe from this. And how do we do that? Because like no one speaks the same language as we did like 10,000 years ago. You know, civilization could fall apart, loads of things could happen. How do we make a message that will last into the future as far as possible? So they got all these artists together and anthropologists to kind of come up with a way of doing it. Like when the facilities are finished, they're thinking they're going to maybe like build architecture that makes it look terrifying, that it looks like Mordor, it's covered in spikes or things like that. Or they'll come up with like images that archetypally make people afraid, you know, like the Scream and things like that, like in murals of that to last very long and make kind of archaic structures to keep this stuff in there. And they came up with a message, a very, very simple sort of message to get across the point of this, because like, you know, it could be some caveman wandering across this, isn't going to understand what nuclear waste is or what an atom is. So basically to get across, like, leave this place, it's dangerous. And they got these people to make this very short message, and they're going to print it in like 100 languages on the side of it with all these images. So I came across this, I found a bunch of like stock images, sound files that are creepy that I had access to, and footage from archive.org of like old nuclear stuff. And I got this text-to-speech AI. So the voices you hear aren't actually real, they're actually AIs reading the message, and I got them all to read it out, made this kind of multi-track thing. I will say as well, I kind of designed this to be listened to with headphones. So if you have them and you're on the stream, I would recommend you listen to it, because it kind of does like panning and stuff.
Cool.
And the whole purpose is to get across like the spirit of the message, which is, you know, to frighten the shit out of people and stay away from it. Like, scare future people. And I hope I succeeded.
Excellent. Well, I think you did a great job, and it's a great challenge to take on, to make a film which is based completely out of royalty-free stuff or stuff which has already existed, and not to do anything creative in terms of like filming stuff, to just use existing footage. It's a great idea. And so this is called "This Place Is a Message."
Yeah, it's the first line of the message, and I will say as well, justice for Matthew.
Justice for Matthew. Yes, I justice for Matthew. Stay strong, Matthew. We're all with you. We're all with you. Even I'm with you. Okay, Martin, thank you for joining us, and everyone watching this, enjoy This Place Is a Message.
Is the ghost that haunts the atomic graveyard.
Those whose hopes are pinned on plutonium have chosen a strange god, Pluto, the ancient giver of wealth, the unseen lord of death. Atoms for peace, atoms for war. Some say we are ready for nuclear power. This is the time to choose.
This place is a message.
This place is a message.
This place is a message.
And part of a system of messages.
Sending this message was important to us. Pay attention to it.
Pay attention to it.
Pay attention to it.
Pay attention to it.
We considered ourselves to be a powerful culture. This place is not a place of honor.
No highly esteemed deed is commemorated here.
Nothing valued is here.
What is here was dangerous and repulsive to
The danger is in a particular location.
It increases towards the center.
Center. The center of danger is here.
The center of danger is here.
The center of danger is
The
here.
center of danger is here.
Of a particular size and shape.
And below us.
The danger is still present. In your time.
As it was in ours. As it was in ours.
The danger is to the body.
And it can kill.
And it can kill. And it can kill.
The form of the danger is an emanation of energy.
The danger is unleashed only if you substantially disturb this place physically.
The center of danger is here.
This place is best shunned.
This place is best shunned and left uninhabited.
Sending this message was important to us.
The center of danger is here.
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 The center of danger is here. The center of danger is here. Sending this message was important to us. The center of danger is here.
Wow, that was Martin Lee with that film. Excellent job. It's called This Place Is a Message. Really good, and I'm very impressed with how he was able to just come up with that with completely free to use footage. Excellent job. So well done, Martin. That was very, very good. I'll go through a few comments now before going on to our last film, which is the last film of the night. Considering the delay we had and the amount of gremlins which were climbing all over me, we've got through tonight quite well, and it's gone pretty quickly. So thank you all for sticking with us. Let's see, go through some of the comments here. Let's see, Carter Bryan says about Dave's film, nice black and white grade too. JVP says, nice hoodie, Martin, who wore better? Yeah, as you saw, Martin wore his Little Cinema hoodie proudly. Thank you for wearing it. And I'd say Martin wore better. Let's see. And then did he reply to his message, nice hoodie, Martin, who wore better? And JVP says, Matthew Blaney, that's who wore it better. Justice for Matthew. Patrick Ellie says they do this in Finland. That's about the film which Martin just made. And Michael Patrick Breen says the sound is amazing. Ray Grady, this is class, Martin. And JVP says great last line, Martin, well done. And Camille Oliveira says excellent, Martin. Lots of love there. And then in Facebook, thank you for everyone who's tuned in Facebook as well. Let's see, there was Andrea Avzani says about the film done by Eamon, really powerful, Eamon, well done, and thanks for making those stories be heard. Yeah, well said. And Richie says, really nicely shot, Dave. I think I might have said that already. Derek says, well done, Sir Marcus, PDM Exit. It's a wonderful film and story with great essence and clear vision and message there. Richie Kearney says, great idea for a short, Martin. Love the edit, pure terror. Absolutely. I was saying to Martin earlier on that it reminded me of the shots from Lost, the videos that we're making of the Dharm Institute. Let's see, Didon JP King's film says, nice film, Dave. Michael Films says, unreal. That was Michael Keane. And Barry Smith says, nice one, Martin. And Michael Keane says, I want one of those hoodies too. And Andrea Avzani says, love the Martin, really unsettling. Really unsettling. That's just about Martin in general, not about the film. Yeah, so absolutely great, Martin. That was brilliant. Well done on the edit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on our next filmmaker to join us, and he's been very patient all night with all the delays and everything. So thank you for sticking with us, and welcome to the stream, Richie Keeney.
Thanks very much for having me. Yeah, no worries about the wait at all.
It's worse things have happened, but yeah, this is the first time we've had that amount of gremlins. So I do appreciate your patience, and actually, you're very, very lively in the chat as well. Fair play for getting involved in all of the chats.
No, of course, yeah, no, I really enjoyed all the work there. That's great. Some really nice shorts.
Yeah, there's some great stuff. It's amazing the stuff that gets made, and on a regular basis, a lot of the stuff that gets made between months, in the lead up to Little Cinemas, and a lot of stuff is made fresh for it. So it's cool. People are so inventive, and it's good to see like Martin as well, like that, and the previous month pushing themselves to just give themselves an editing task and just create something.
Yeah, it's mad the stuff you can make in lockdown with little opportunity to actually shoot yourself and still make something so cinematic like that.
Totally, yeah. So tell us about yourself. Are you based in Dublin?
I'm based in Dublin. I grew up in Mayo, but I've been here the last 10 years. So making some shorts. I went to college in UCD and was kind of active there making student shorts. And once I graduated, I started making my own stuff. But this one, Getting In, is my 4th short. It was written by a Mayo-based writer, Ken Armstrong. It's kind of a simple story about like a father and son. The father trying to help his son, who's underage, get into see his favorite band. But it's based on like a real life experience that the writer Ken had with his son Sam. And Sam, his son, actually did the score for the film. He composed the music. So there's a nice kind of personal touch to making the film. So we've been planning it for a good chunk of 2019. And then we decided to just go ahead and shoot it in January 2020. So we got it all done in one weekend, and then it was nice to get it all done. We got some mates to help us out with some of the extras, so it was nice, fun shoot. And then of course lockdown hit, so I had plenty of time to edit. But I'm pretty happy with how it went, and produced and shot by my good friend Sonia Deegan. So it was great to work with her. So I really enjoyed it.
And the bouncer in it, was he an actual bouncer or was he an actor?
I don't think he was. I think he has some mates that are bouncers. So maybe he kind of bent there, but he got the kind of armband for the bouncer from one of his mates. So I think he probably knew some, but he seems to fit the role pretty well, Brendan.
He did a great job. Like he does, from my experience of being turned away from places when I was a kid, he was very good. He was spot on.
Intimidating.
Okay, so tell us the name of the film before we kick off.
Yeah. So the short is called Getting In.
Great. And is there anything? Did you want to share anything about your YouTube or anything, or where people can see it if they want to?
Oh, so it's still doing festivals. You can see all my other shorts on my YouTube channel. So it's just my name, Richard Keeney, Keaney, and there's my show reel and stuff there. My short will go up there in the next few months when the festivals are over and done with. And I have a film review YouTube channel that's linked there as well.
Excellent. And I just want to say apologies when I initially put up the lineup. I had your name as Kearney, and I'm sure you get that an awful lot. So sorry. It's
all the time.
Richie Keeney, and I'm sorry about that. So Richie Keeney, thank you very much for your patience and for sticking with us tonight. And for the film is great. Well done in it. And for everyone at home, enjoy this. This is called Getting In. Thanks, Richie.
No.
Sorry?
There's no way you're 18.
I have this.
That's not you.
It is.
No, it's not. Have you got a phone? Have you a phone? Give me your phone. That's you. Come back in a few years.
But,
no.
Come on.
No.
No joy.
We knew it'd be hard.
You're not helping.
You're only 16 and he
Not
has...
helping.
We'll try again in a while.
There's no point.
We'll still try. This band, huh? I never heard of them myself, but young fella loves them. Worships the ground they walk on.
He's not 18.
He has an ID.
I've seen it. Have you?
I have. Yeah?
All right, Scout. Scout. Nah.
Nah.
Nah, you're not coming in. You're too loaded.
What? It's a gig.
It's a gig you're not getting into, all right? Still here?
That's not him. On the ID.
I know.
It's his friend, Mikey. He's just mad to see his favorite band.
I know.
We drove all the way across the country.
I know.
Please let him in.
No.
I'll buy a ticket off one of those lads. I will go in with him. I will
It's
mind.
a licensed premises.
He doesn't care about drink.
You're not hearing me. I can't let him in.
They're coming on.
They're opening with that.
Can you just stand there and listen? Would that be okay? I'm done. I'm not going to ask anymore.
That's good, anyway.
I wasn't trying to con you or anything.
I know what you are.
What am I?
You're just a dad trying to get his son in to see his favorite band.
That's what I am, all right. I just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
You could have made me look bad in front of him, and you didn't, so, you know, thanks.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Get your son.
What?
Get your son.
Hey.
The show finishes at 10 o'clock.
They won't do an encore.
They won't do an encore. Be at the back gate at 10:20, and I'll try to get you to meet the band. How does that sound?
That sounds brilliant. Wouldn't that be brilliant? We'll be there. Thank you. Imagine. Meet the band.
Yeah, imagine.
I don't get it.
The band don't meet people, Dad. They don't do photos, they don't sign autographs, ever. Lead singer Z would probably kill you just for asking. It's just the way they are.
The bouncer said he'd get us in.
He doesn't know them. I do.
But what if?
You're not hearing me.
No, you're not hearing me.
What did you say?
See? Not hearing.
Dad.
I said, what if?
What if what?
What if you did get to meet them? Just what if?
It'd be insane.
What would you say to them?
I'd tell them how much their music means to me, but Dad...
No, it's the slimmest chance ever, I know, but it's still a chance. We have to be ready.
How do we do that?
I just wanted to ask you a question. You know you write people's names on the cups? Now we're ready.
They went out another door.
You think?
Probably an hour ago. time. Glad we came, though.
Me too.
Tried.
We really did.
Jeez, they're coming out.
Wait! Wait!
It's fine. They're right there.
Please, please. This is my son. He came all the way across the country to see you. You are his favorite band, but he couldn't get in because he's not 18. I'm sorry, man. Would you do something for him? A photo?
No photo.
Well, anything. An autograph. Would
No
you sign his
autograph.
t-shirt? We have a pen.
No autograph.
I'll sign it. I'll sign it. Quick. Go, 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 go.
Down. Sign it.
I wanted to say how much your music means to me. It just means a lot.
Z.
Just sign it.
How was it?
Excellent. That was that film there by Richie Keeney. Brilliant film, very well done, and a great way to finish the night as well. Thank you so much for everyone for their patience throughout tonight. It was a bit of a struggle at the start, but we got there. And I want to say thank you very much to Adrian Conway. Do you want to pop in your head, Adrian? Adrian's here, and thank God he was here. He saved the day. Because I would not have known what I was doing. I would have just ended up on the ground crying and cancelling the night. So well done, Adrian. Thank you very much. I'll go through some of the comments now to round off tonight. And let's see. What have I got here? Where was I? Excuse me while I look for comments. Kevin O'Brien says about Martin's film, wow, that was class, Martin. Indeed it was. And let's see, Michael Patrick Breen says, you were in a pinch earlier, Kenny, but it all worked out. Thanks for another great night of films. Thank you, Michael. Yes, I was indeed in a pinch, and I could have done with a goat to help me get out of it. That might not make sense to a lot of people, but Michael knows. Let's see. Patrick Kelly says, great film, well made. Thomas Richard says, yes, Michael Patrick Breen says, great film, great actors, up Mayo. And Richie Kearney says, thanks very much. Camila Oliveira, really good. Richard, amazing movies tonight. Well done, everyone. Thank you, Camilla. Yes, great films by everyone tonight. Ken Armstrong says, great job, Richie. Kudos, man. And let's see. JVP says, love it. Great way to close out the night. Richie Kearney says, great job tonight, guys. Loved all the shorts. JVP says, thank you, Kenny, Adrian, for battling the gremlins. Yes, it indeed was a battle. But I think we more or less came out on top. It's not quite a draw, but it's not a loss either. I think we got through it, which is good. Patrick Ellie says, great films tonight. Thank you, Patrick, for watching. You're a regular watcher and appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's see then on YouTube. We got lots of comments on YouTube. Let's see. Michael Film says, oh my God, been so excited to see Richard's film. And that was Michael Keane and Richie Kearney. Cheers, Michael. Michael Keane says that actor doesn't look 16, and Mac Pathing says that's a good looking film, Richard. And Michael again says love the color grade. Let's see, loved it. Applause from Mac Pathing. Alan, do you have do you have Twitter? So that's Michael Keane looking to see if Alan is Twitter. Alan is I don't know who Alan is. I was going to say who Alan is. I don't know. Okay, I'm talking to myself now. Eric Trujillo, great films, lads. Nigel Bryan, wow. Mary Kelly, great job. Andrea Avizani, excellent quality, Richard, and well done to everyone. Great films. And Michael Keane says you were all amazing. And Wendy Palmer says great films, well done all. Well done all. Camille Oliveira says great job, Kenny. It was great. Thank you very much, Camilla. And we can relax a bit now. I can breathe. Back next week with the theatre festival. As I said earlier on, it's going to be a screening of films which are all made in one take, and a lot of the films have been made already. Some are being made, and it's going to be really exciting to see what people do, because to make a film in one take, you can have multiple cameras or you can have one camera, but it's a huge a task to take on, and it's always very interesting to see what people do with it. So next Wednesday is part of the Go Theatre Festival at 9 p.m. Tune in. The Gremlins will have been taken out the back and shot by that stage, so we'll be past the Gremlins. Thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you to everyone who got involved in the comments and who got involved in the night in general. Told the filmmakers for taking their time to join the stream and to come on and introduce on Zoom, and who were very patient with us. Would have been very easy to get upset and to get mad at what was happening, but they're all very, very great, very gracious and very patient. So thank you all very much. Stay safe, everyone. Stay sensible, and we'll see you next week for the Gold Theatre Festival. And thank you so much, Adrian. Thank you to everyone who watched, and see you again soon. Good night and good luck. And I'll play out with this. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.